some nice stuff, and then I got a sweatshirt from, I think maybe 2003. It's an awesome sweatshirt. It's a hoodie. Bard College. Nobody knows. Does anybody know where Bard College is? Hey, nobody knows. I know where it is. It's in New York. I'm from New York. Awesome sweatshirt. Big, keeps me nice and warm. From 2003, when some kid left it around, I was, whose is this? I was like, whose is this? So now it's mine. I didn't have to buy a hoodie. I got one. I don't need any more clothes, really, though. This has been in my possession for a week. Nice dry fit, small, Nike. Is there a swoosh on it? No swoosh on the... Oh, there it is. You can barely see it. Black. Anybody's. All right. Now, I'm really hoping no one claims this one. Because I need to add sequins into my wardrobe. Anybody? All right. Maybe you're embarrassed to step up. It's going to be laying right here. Then yesterday, somebody's water bottle. This is kind of styling this cap system right here. 48 cents right here. Oh, somebody who's got the initials ATF. ATF. Is that yours? This one. All right. Okay. Now, don't throw it. Slowly pass it back. Keep going that way. Anybody ATF? Belton, Alex Belton. Belton? Well, he's not here. Sleep it in. He'll be here in about 8 minutes. No one for this one? All right. We talked about etiquette, how I should handle myself when I'm running on the grass here and when I'm on the path. When I'm on the path that I'm running, what side of the path am I supposed to be on? Right here. The right side. Right? And when we pass people, it's polite to let them know. There's also bike etiquette. And I just talked to a dad of a kid who I coached once upon a time. His name is Michael Ross. Is the kid. I don't know the dad's first name. Same last name, Ross. Mr. Ross. He's walking by here. He says, you know, one of the things you might want to do is talk to them about bike etiquette. Well, I said, no way. Guess what I have today? A special guest speaker from the Elmhurst Police Department. Officer Bruckner is right here. And what I want you to do, all right, here we go. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. And he's going to talk to us a little bit about bike etiquette and how I should handle myself on the bike. And I'm not sure exactly all of what he's going to say, but he's going to spend a couple minutes right here talking to you. It's really important that we do things to make sure that we stay safe. Sometimes you listen to me, sometimes you're more likely to listen to him. So, you already gave him a hand, so we don't have to do that again. Officer Bruckner, can you talk to these guys a little bit? I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, can everybody hear me? All right, outstanding. There are three main things I want to talk to you today, because I got 5 minutes to get this out. So, the three things are, first off, the safety equipment. We have what's called the rules of the road for bicycles. The Secretary of State puts it out, and right on the first page they say, no amount of safety equipment can adequately protect a rider from the force of a car or truck collision. The best way to avoid injuries is to be prepared. Now, why do we wear helmets? Well, because it's going to help protect us from injury. Because the type of accidents that we see on bicycles tend not to be cars or trucks. We tend to fall off our bicycles a lot more than if we do getting into collisions with cars and trucks, because cars and trucks are scary, and hopefully we are yielding the right of way to them, because if we don't, there's no protection for that, really. So, the first thing that you need to do and think about, I know it's a little bit late in the year, but start thinking about your equipment on your bicycle. Are all your reflectors still there? Accidents happen in the wintertime when our bicycles are in the garage. Maybe mom and dad hits the bicycle tire and it's no longer around. So when we go down the street, we're going boom, 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 down the street. And that's not cool. So we want to make sure that we get that fixed. Also, we want to make sure that all the spokes are in place, because those things, they're pretty strong, but they do break from time to time. So we want to make sure those are going to be okay as well. We also want to make sure that the seat is properly adjusted because we're growing. We're getting taller, hopefully, and we want to make sure that we're riding bike that's properly adjusted for ourselves. And another thing that we want to keep in mind too are our brakes, because brakes are extremely important on bicycles, because when we go shooting out into an intersection and we need to stop abruptly, we want to make sure that everything is working. I've talked to people, I've been to a few bicycle accidents where they said that my back brakes were working awesome, my front brakes not so much. You need both brakes operating properly. It's pretty easy to do it yourself, but if you don't know how, get a professional there, take a look at it, and make sure that everything's working really well with brakes and gears. As far as the law goes, night riding, you need a front light that projects the light 500 feet ahead of you. You also need a rear reflector that it projects, or it can be seen 100 to 600 feet behind you. The reason we need the white in the front and red in the back is so we can know which way you're going. If we see a red light in a car, we have a pretty good idea that the bike is going away from us. If we see a white light coming towards us, it's a very good indication that we are seeing the bike approaching us, so we want to take care of that. One other thing about bicycle lights and reflectors. They're really small. We can see them usually as driving public, but don't take that for granted. Don't believe that just because they might see your light, they might not recognize it, because sometimes they look like something else, sometimes like a flashlight or something. So please be careful. Just because you have all the safety equipment, make sure that you're watching out for traffic. All right, the next thing I wanted to tell you about, the traffic laws. 11-1502. Actually in the code books, so you can get a ticket for not obeying these laws. It's a $120 traffic ticket. It really stinks. I've written 2 of them before. One for an accident and one for because they were just pretty dangerous and they almost got themselves killed. 11-1502. Traffic laws apply to persons riding bicycles. Bicyclists riding on highways are granted all the rights and are subject to all of the duties applicable to the driver of a vehicle with certain exceptions. It means that if you are driving on the roadway, congratulations, drivers, that applies to you. So if you go in the wrong direction on the roadway, that is illegal, that is improper. You can get yourself hurt, you can get ticketed for that. You need to obey the traffic signs. So if it's a one-way street, and you're riding the wrong direction on the one-way street, it is improper. You get yourself hurt, it is illegal. Riding on the sidewalks. Does anybody ever do that? A couple people? That's okay as well. That's where that comes in, where you can ride either on the street or you can ride on the sidewalk. You can do both. You can transition from one to the other, but you can't have it both ways. So if you're riding on the street, traffic laws apply to you. If you're riding on the sidewalk, pedestrian traffic laws apply to you. What that means is, if you are approaching somebody on the sidewalk, we want to make sure that we're giving them an alert. We don't want to yell at them and scare them because they want to turn around and jump in front of us because they get freaked out. But give them an appropriate, audible warning that, hey, I'm on your right, or something along those lines, to let them know that you're on your way and you're not going to scare them. Making a left turn. Making a left turn, there's 2 ways that they recommend making a left turn. The first way, I'm not a really big fan of, but you can do it. If, for example, you're riding on a street that has a left turn lane, you can get into the left turn lane and make that left turn from that left turn lane. Remember that the rules of the road apply to you. So those little arrows that tell you you have to go left, you have to go straight, or you have to go right, those all apply to you. Probably the safer way to do it is to become a pedestrian again. Use the crosswalk to come across the street. That way you can make the left turn and be really safe. One other thing about turning, and you're doing the proper thing, use your signals. Left turn, right turn, stop. Also, new in the new Secretary of State code, another right turn could be also using your right hand like this to indicate a right turn. Make sure that people know where you're going, especially if you're riding together. Because if you're riding together, single file lines, you want to make sure that you're telling people, hey, I'm slowing down because I'm going to make a right turn, or I'm going to stop because of an intersection. So all those for locking up your frame. Get a nice heavy lock that locks up the frame. Better yet, get something that locks up the frame and the front wheel. The front wheel is a lot of like where you hit a button switch and the wheel pops off. So you might have your bicycle, but you might not have the front tire when you get there. Also, don't leave it anywhere where you wouldn't want it to keep. Think your bike is $500, $700, some $1,500 bicycles. Probably about the price of an iPhone or a cell phone. You wouldn't leave it in front of the school. You wouldn't leave your cell phone in front of the school. So don't leave your bicycle in front of the school if you're not going to lock it up or keep it safe. Finally, registration. You guys want to register your bicycle? It's also right here. You can do it anytime, 24 hours a day at the Elmhurst Police Department. What we do is we take the serial number off the bottom of your bike, so if it's ever stolen or lost or recovered for some reason, we can take a look at that serial number and match it to you and your bicycle will get returned. Believe it or not, we've matched up quite a few bikes and been able to return them because if we have that information, we're able to look it up and get it back to you. So, 3 things I want you to remember. First of all, be safe, have fun when you're riding a bike. Second off, check your stuff. Make sure that it's working properly. And third thing, be careful with your stuff. Make sure it's there so you can be safe and have fun in the future. So thank you guys all so very much for listening. Any questions?
Questions?
Yes.
You gonna ride your bike? Public?
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, Bridget.
If anybody has any questions you would like to read up on the rules of the road, I brought some books up here. They're only about 11, 12 pages long. They're very, very short, and they're very, very easy to read. They got a lot of pictures in them, so it's not even 11 or 12 pages. So if anybody wants to read them, I will leave them up front here. Okay?
All right, one more question.
You just need to let us know that you are going to register, that you're going to send it to somebody else. There's a little tag that goes on the bike, and then we'll just change it over. Okay? All right, thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it.